Welcome to my YouTube channel, Autonomous Drone. What you're currently looking at is a fully assembled Reptile 500. This quadcopter is fully autonomous through Mission Planner. What I'm going to show you in the video clips to come is a parts breakdown list, the complete build, and flight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome to Autonomous Drone, Video 1.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube parts breakdown list for the Reptile 500. This quadcopter runs roughly around $380, $390 at the time that I made this build. What I'm going to do is briefly go through this parts list and show you all the parts needed in order to build the Reptile 500 that's in the video. First off, we have the Reptile 500 quadcopter frame. This is a knockoff. It's got a lot of room for all the components that we will be installing on the quadcopter, and that's why I went ahead with this type of frame. Up next is the Flareon 11.1 volt 5500 milliamp 3-cell LiPo. This is the one I currently used with my F450 quadcopter. It had a flight time between 15 and 20 minutes. So this is what I'm going to be going with as far as a LiPo battery. Up next is a balance charger. This is the one I purchased. It's very reliable. It's made by Turnigy. It's a good charger, and this is one that I use all the time. Up next is the RTF LC filter. This is not needed, but this is in the build. It's your filter for your FPV. It keeps the lines out of your camera or your video when you're looking through the goggles. Up next is the Bosch Cam FPV 32 channel. Now this is a 600 wireless transmitter. This one here goes for a lot of distance. You can use the 200. That is fine. But this is the one I purchased. Up next, now this is a must-have. This is the APM power module that will power your APM 2.8 flight controller. This is a must-have. Now, you may have your own radio. I went with this entry-level FlySky. It's a good, reliable radio. It's 6-channel, and it works really well for what I'm doing. Up next, you will need this Turnigy power supply, and what it does is it supplies the power for your charger that charges your LiPo battery. This is something that's definitely needed unless you're going to be out in the field charging off a 12-volt battery, like out of your car or something. Okay, I purchased the JST connectors. These here are 10 pairs, and I use them for my LED lights and to power my FPV system. So these will be in the build. Now this here is my F450 quadcopter kit that I purchased to build the Reptile 500. It's got everything pretty much you need to build the quadcopter outside of the telemetry kit. Now, this is 5 pairs of XT60 male and female bullet connectors. I went ahead and purchased these because they are easier to solder and they fit really snug when you connect them together. I use all these for my LiPo battery power connectors. Up next is the 3DR wireless telemetry kit. Now, this is somewhat of a need because you're going to be using this to run your quadcopter fully autonomously through Mission Planner that will run on your laptop, tablet, or PC, desktop PC. Now, one thing to note, this is a 915 megahertz. You might want to check with your country or your origin make sure that this is legal. You can buy, I believe, different megahertz. Up next, it's not needed, but this is the 700 TVL mini camera. This is what I purchased. It's pretty cheap, but it does pretty good for video for my FPV. And this will be included in the Reptile 500 build. Last up on the list is these LED lights. There are 4 of them that I have purchased. They've got little switches on them that will let you set different colors. One thing to note is that this is a 12 volt, which means you do not need a step down. Now I forgot to mention one other thing here. On your camera, on my build, this is a 12 volt camera. So if you buy a camera that has a 5 volt, you're going to need a step down. But if you go with these 2 items with the 12 volt, you can't go wrong. But anyway, this concludes my parts breakdown list for the 500 Reptile build. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the build. Here's the Quadcopter F450 frame. All the parts have completely been taken off of it. And I'm going to briefly show you the Reptile 500 frame that we are going to put all the parts on. Here you have the 4 arms. You have the soldering plate. You have the flight controller mounting board. And here's the frame, 2-piece fiberglass that we will be mounting the parts on. Okay, what we're going to do first is create a base for mounting our parts. We're going to take the landing gear and apply it to the bottom. This is a bottom. How do I know that this is the bottom? Is you'll have 2 screws that are on the arms that will go like this. And what we'll do is we'll attach them as per the video. I do highly recommend getting you some Loctite. This is medium strength. It keeps your screws nice and tight. Keeps your quadcopter from falling apart. What we're going to do is go ahead and put one leg and one arm together on the bottom, like so. I'm going to do one and then pause the video and complete the other 3. Now your F450 will have these longer bolts. So what you will use is these back holes. And apply a little more Loctite here. You'll need an Allen wrench. You screw it in like that. Okay, what I will do is I will complete the other arms and landing gear with these holes here, and it should look like this. Okay, I will pause the video right now and I will complete the other 3 arms and landing gear. Okay, now that we've completed the mounting of the arms and landing gear, your bottom half of your quadcopter should look like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is proceed to the mounting of the motors. I have already soldered on the male butt connectors. This should come with your kit. There's already videos on this, and this takes a little bit of time. So in order to keep this video as short as possible, I've already went and done that. Now, this is the style of motor that came with my kit, my Quadcopter F450. This is a cone shaft kit. This cone unscrews, and there's a shaft collar that you match up the shaft and this prop recess here. Okay, and it goes on like this. And then when you tighten down the cone, it tightens this whole assembly on that shaft. Now, there's several styles, but here I have, this prop is made for 2 styles, this cone type, and then this oblong hole. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it fits on a motor that has the oblong insert. It comes up through there, and you just tighten a nut on it. Okay, so I'll put this back on. Okay, this here is something that you really got to pay attention to. Your motors may come with 4 holes. 2 holes right here are closer to this motor shaft, and the other ones are further away. A lot of people have trouble with that, and I wanted to state that in this video. If you look on your arm right here, I don't know if you can see, it's pretty dark, but if you notice, these holes are closer to this opening than these are. These holes here are further away. These are closer to this hole. Okay, so you have to line up the motor mount with those holes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my motor here, and I like to keep things nice, so I'm going to fish these wires down through here.